Could you do a video on Qui-Gon Jinn's other apprentices, assuming I'm right that he had some? So in canon, the only apprentice Qui-Gon Jinn ever had was Obi-Wan Kenobi. But in Legends, Obi-Wan Kenobi will be his third and final apprentice. So let's take a look at the first two. The first one was Femor, and the second one was Xanatos. Now, starting chronologically with Femor, he was originally born into a farming family after he joined the Jedi Order and he became a Padawan to Qui-Gon Jinn, who at that stage had already brought in Xanatos into the Jedi Order, and through Qui-Gon Jinn's guidance, Femor then completed his training and achieved the rank of Knight, which in turn rose Qui-Gon to the rank of Master. Soon after, he then took Xanatos as his second apprentice. So there's not a lot on Femor, but there is quite a lot on Xanatos. Now, time passes and Femor engages in a training lightsaber duel between Qui-Gon Jinn and Xanatos. Femor and Xanatos then cooperate with each other to challenge Qui-Gon, but Qui-Gon skillfully deflects their attacks. But during the duel, Xanatos then instructed Femor to strike from the left. Qui-Gon then uses the Force to throw Femor to the ground, but that distraction allows Xanatos to distract Qui-Gon and disarm him. But rather than an equal partnership, Xanatos sacrificed Femor to secure the victory. So you're already kind of getting an idea of what Xanatos is like. Now, after the duel, Xanatos then boasts about his noble lineage, which prompts a stern reprimand from Qui-Gon. Turning to Femor, Qui-Gon then expresses pride in his first Padawan. Femor then departs, leaving Qui-Gon and Xanatos to prepare for their mission, and that was to mediate a civil war on Telos 4, Xanatos' homeworld. Now, Cryon, who is the corrupt governor of Telos 4, and Xanatos' father, he regretted sending Xanatos to the Jedi Temple, so he sought to repair the strained relationship between himself and his son to his own agenda. He persuaded Xanatos to investigate claims that was linking the Taproans and the Antarian Rangers to unrest, though Xanatos did resent his father. But during this time, he reconnected with his sister, Nason, while Qui-Gon was uncovering and settling ties to the Jedi Order through a murder investigation. Sadly, however, Xanatos' sister passes away during a raid, which, as you can imagine, ignites Xanatos' anger. There, he blamed both the attackers and Qui-Gon, further deepening his rift. Now, there was a lightsaber found on a slain insurgent. This reinforced a false narrative implicating the Antarian Rangers, but that was planted by Deroki, a fallen Jedi working with Cryon. The goal was to destabilize Telos. Cryon at this stage fully manipulates Xanatos, appealing to his pride. Xanatos then joins his father in the civil war, abandoning the Jedi Code. Then, after sabotaging peace talks, Cryon's deceit was exposed, igniting a civil war. Xanatos, now commander of the Telosian forces, he confronts Qui-Gon in a duel, resulting in Cryon's death. Grieving, Xanatos then brands himself with his father's signet ring, which was marking his descent further and further into darkness. But Xanatos' hatred for Qui-Gon just grew. He then fled to Telos after stealing the treasury, while Qui-Gon falsely reported his death. Xanatos then later returned. He manipulated public perception to absolve his father, and then he took control of off-world mining. He then exploited Telos' environment through the Catharsis Initiative, funneling those profits into illegal operations. He also manipulated Bruk Chun, who was the son of a Telosian treasurer that was to sow discord within the Jedi. Now, Xanatos fathered a son called Granta with Tura Omega. He hides them away and he teaches Granta to carry on his legacy. But his desire for revenge against Qui-Gon only intensifies, and that came with the discovery of Ironite on Bandomia. Now, he plotted to trap Qui-Gon in a mining disaster, but the Jedi thwarted his plan in the lightsaber duel, leaving Xanatos injured. But over the years, Xanatos only caused more chaos, targeting Qui-Gon and his third apprentice, Obi-Wan Kenobi. This scheme cemented his status as a very dangerous adversary to the Jedi. But Xanatos' manipulation continues in a plot to trap both Qui-Gon Jinn and Obi-Wan Kenobi on Bandomia. He pursued them to a mine, activating ion bombs in an attempt to kill them, but the Jedi managed to disable them. Furious, he then leaves a threatening message to Qui-Gon before getting involved in political schemes on Gala. He would then use his influence to support a rival candidate, but Obi-Wan exposes his plan, all leading to Xanatos' failure on the planet. Now, Xanatos' business ventures just faltered, so he moves his attention to the Jedi Temple to steal valuable crystals. He manipulated the troubled Bruk Chun to help him. He then sabotages the temple, planting bombs and spreading chaos, but his plot again failed when these two uncovered his plan. He then escapes the temple's purification tanks, and Xanatos tried to frame the Jedi for his crimes, ensuring that their trial was a formality. However, they escaped, and Xanatos manipulated the public to blame them for his crimes. Xanatos' final confrontation then came at Catharsis, where his manipulation of the gambling system was exposed. He then turns the crowd against the Jedi, but his reign was coming to an end. In a final battle at a black acid pool, Xanatos he is beaten and he refuses to yield. Consumed by his hatred, what does he do? He throws himself into the acid. His body disintegrates, only leaving his cloak behind, and this is an event that forever haunted Qui-Gon's memory. Qui-Gon's two apprentices. Hope it helped.